In this video, I'm going to be installing a 2-inch trailer hitch receiver on this Honda Odyssey. Go ahead and take a minute to subscribe and hit the like button. So I've got the vehicle backed up on these ramps and I've got the front wheels chocked. So let's get going. So this is everything I purchased. All the links will be below in the descriptions. First of all is the main kit, the bracket with the receiver. Comes with the main piece and then 2 brackets as well as all the hardware. Next is the light wiring. So this is everything we'll need to wire in trailer lights. And then I got this 2-inch ball with the appropriate drop on it. So notice how in the hardware package you've got 2 different kinds of bolts, the finer threads and the coarser threads. The finer threads are going to be the ones that actually go into the weld nuts in the frame of the car, and the coarser ones are going to hold those side brackets to the main piece. So on the driver's side, I dropped in this stud, which I'll show you in a moment. The instructions say that there's an access hole on the side, but this bigger hole here is the only access hole to get the little rectangular washer and the stud up through. So you might have to get creative with that. I was able to do it just with like a flathead screwdriver and reaching up there to drop this through. But then the other 2 bolts on the driver's side, they go straight into the weld nuts on the frame of the van. And in my case, this is pretty rusty back here. It's solid. It's going to be structurally just fine. But the threads in these weld nuts were pretty bad, and I'm not able to get a bolt in them. So I got a M12 by 1.25 tap, and I'm just going to rethread these weld nuts. That's exactly what they are from the factory, and that's what the bolts with the kit are. But these ones just need to be redone because they've got pretty rusty. The threads are not in great shape. So with the stud in and the holes tapped, I'm going to put the bracket on the driver's side. This is the one that has the 3 holes, and one will go over the stud. Then the other 2, the bolts will thread in. And I'm just going to kind of bottom these out by hand and not tighten anything up yet. Now on the passenger side, the bracket's going to go into these 2 threaded holes. And there's no stud on this side, just the 2 bolts. Now I've got the brackets started on either side, and I'll put the main beam right in between them. Now on either end, I'll start with this hole. So I'll take one of the coarse thread nuts, put on a locking washer, and then a standard washer. Just get that started in there. And these are 18mm nuts, so you can just use an 18mm socket for these ones. But again, I'm not tightening anything down yet. Now on the next 4 bolts we put in, it's going to look like this. You're going to have the bolt with a washer, and then it's going to go through, and on the other side you'll put another washer, and then a lock washer, and then the nut. So those are going to go on either side in these 2 holes. So I'll put the bolt with the washer on. Then on the inside, I'll put the other washer, then a lock washer, and then a nut. And these also, I will not tighten down, just do it by hand until I have all of them in. So now you can see I've got the 3 bolts on either side here. And then I have the 2 bolts and 1 stud with a nut on the driver's side. And over on the passenger side, I've got the 2 bolts. Now that I got them all started, I am going to tighten them all down, starting with the ones going to the vehicle. And then I'll do these, and then these. And for the ones with the nuts on the back, you'll have to use an 18mm wrench just to hold the nuts as you tighten down. And that is everything for installing the receiver. We still have the lights to do, so if you need to know how to do that, stick around, I'll show you that. If not, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel before you head out. Now let's do the lights. So for the wiring, it's pretty much as easy as plugging this in and then also connecting a ground wire. And where we need to access is on the passenger side behind this panel here. So first thing we need to do is actually remove this plastic panel. And to do that, we're going to start with removing these tie-down clips. So these can just spin off. You may need a pliers, but these will just unscrew. There's one on the passenger side and one on the driver's side. They may come out like this and leave the stud behind, or they may come out like this with the stud. Either way is fine. On the bottom of this panel, it's just press in clips. So if you get your fingers underneath it and you pull out, it'll come loose. Now this can just be lifted out and popped out. You'll notice that there's also clips here that go into there, and some of them may have pulled out like that. If that's the case, you'll want to pull them out of the car and transfer them back into here before you reinstall. Now over on the passenger side, there'll be one more of these that you can just take off and then pull this weather stripping off just from there up to there. And now you can get your hands underneath this panel and there'll be some clips that'll pull out, and the whole thing, this whole side of it will come out. We're not going to worry about taking the entire piece off. This gives us enough space to bend it back and access this box, which is exactly what we're trying to get at. So now on your trailer wiring harness, just look for the gray plug, and then there is the ground wire, and you're going to go right back in here. And on this box, the very top, that's just going to plug right in, and you'll hear it click. And then the ground wire has to be attached, and we're just going to connect it to these grounds right here. So I've got a 10mm socket. I'm going to back this off, and I'll add the new ground connection here and just put it right back in place. Now you get different options for how you'd like to route the wires. I'm just going to have about 3 feet of wire coming out right here, and then everything else is just tucked away back here, and I can put this trim piece back on. Now I'll just snap this one back into place and replace all of the little retaining clips. So your vehicle will not have come equipped with the fuse to power that plug we just put in. So you'll have to go to the passenger side glove box, take this out, and we're looking to put it into spot number 5 there. So if you look down there, you want to put it into the correlating position. 15 and 20, and it's going to be in this empty spot right here. So I added in the 7.5 amp fuse that was provided with the kit right into spot number 5. Now I can put that back and let's go see if they're working. So I'm just testing it out with these magnet-on lights. As you can see, I've got the headlights and taillights on, then I've also got the hazards on, and it's corresponding, so everything's working perfectly. And there you go, that's all it takes. We have a functional receiver, so we can put a bike rack or one of those baskets or trailer hitch. And in the case of a trailer, now we've got lights. Of course, when you're not using those, these will just tuck into the trunk and you're ready to go. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a great day.